Okay, all right, so we are gonna go over to our mats and roll on down, and I'm just gonna fix something here that I messed up. And, let's see. Anyway, forget about that, I'll do that later. Let's come on over to our mats and come on down, and let's bring our ball between our knees as we're on the floor, and we're gonna roll the shoulders up, back, and down, and start to press the low back down and release. Just getting into the core here, and do that a few more times. And just notice where any tension is, and let's start to breathe into that, and then exhale and release. And now we're going to reach the arms out and our hips up. Let's do a few of these stretching all the way through our spine. And how about two more? And the last one, we're going to hold the hips and the arms up and just stretch. Squeezing the ball so everything is even. Stretch through the fingers. And then we're going to roll down and bring ourselves into a goalpost arms, and just feel that. Feel the shoulder blades rolling down. Then we're going to roll the knees over to the right and turn our head to the left. And you can stretch the left arm out or keep it in a goalpost position. And breathe. And one more breath. And let's roll ourselves over to our knees over to the left as we squeeze the ball, and the same thing with the right arm, and breathe. And one more breath. And let's bring ourselves back to the center. Put our hands behind our head. We're going to do regular crunches, lifting and lowering. Squeezing the ball. And one more like this. And then we're going to reach the legs up as we lift the chest up, bend and tap. Keep breathing. And two more. And then we're going to release the arms, bringing the legs in and out, arms over the head, and do a few of these. And five more. And then one more. And let's put our feet down. We're going to bring the arms down and roll the hips up. Walk the shoulder blades closer together. Take a few slow breaths here. And then take the ball out of the knees and put it underneath the back. And we're going to keep our arms down, bring the legs 90 degrees, and take one leg straight out and then the other. So our palms are facing up and we're balancing on the ball. Let's start to walk the legs up slowly as you bring one knee in and the other leg out. And then walk the legs back down. And last time, walk the legs back up. And we're going to take the legs straight up and point and flex our feet. And make some circles with the feet. And then circle in the opposite direction. So we're going to point our toes now and make big circles with the legs, opening them up, balancing on the ball, lengthening all the way through the legs. And one more time in this direction. And then let's go in the opposite direction. And we're going to do one more. And then let's flex the feet and open the legs out and in, pressing the hips down. And then one more. And we're going to add on, reach the arms through and then over the head as the legs close. And two more. And then let's put our head back down, hands on our shins. We're going to keep our right leg up, take the left leg down, flexing both feet. So we're stretching all the way through the leg and the hip. And then let's switch our legs. Right leg down as the left leg stays up and we're balancing on the ball. And then we're going to come into our happy baby. And take a few breaths. And then Baddha Konasana. Let's hold our feet. And then we're going to try our half happy baby, left foot down, holding the right foot. So press the left leg down so we can open up that left hip flexor. And now let's see if we could take that leg out a little bit to the right without falling off of the ball, still holding the foot. And just in and out, like slightly, like 2 inches in, 2 inches out. And then release that leg, and we're going to cross the right foot over the left thigh. And just like we do with that knee, the right knee comes in toward the midline as you press the foot into the left thigh and out. Just a few more. Waking up those muscles and ligaments in there. And last one. Now let's lift that whole leg up and lower. So getting into the right piriformis. We're going to do a few more slow ones, coming a little bit higher each time to stretch the hip. And 2 more times. And this last time, let's hold the leg up and come into our deeper stretch. And a couple more breaths. And we're going to release. So let's take our left foot down and uncross. Take a deep breath. So we're pressing our right foot down and holding the left foot for half happy baby. And still holding the foot, taking that leg out a little bit and in a little bit. Just a couple of inches. Really good. And let's release that leg and we're going to cross the left foot over the right thigh. Flexing the foot and knee comes toward the midline and back out without losing anything in the hip there, keeping the integrity and the balance in the hip. Getting into those inner muscles. Let's do one more. And now let's lift the whole leg up, both legs here, up and down, and just a few slowly. Let's do one more, holding the legs up and breathing. And a couple more breaths. And now let's put the foot down and uncross and roll the hips up. So we're going to stretch everything out. 3 breaths. And come back down on the ball on your back. So let's lengthen our legs straight out, flex the feet, arms over the head, and a little pelvic tilt. Now we're going to lift the right leg up and then put the leg down. So we really got to intensify this stretch here, lifting the left leg up and putting the foot down. We're going to do one more to each leg. The whole core is lengthening. Last time, left leg comes up and bringing the leg back down and just taking a couple more breaths, rolling the shoulders down. Let's bring the arms in a goalpost position and elbows come in and out. They don't have to come all the way in. So we're stabilizing through the shoulder blades. Let's do 3 more. And then arms come back out. And we're gonna release the legs and lift the hips up. So we're gonna take our ball out and roll over to the side. And let's come on up. And let's sit crisscross applesauce and just forward fold. Hinge forward. Release the hips. Walk the arms to the right. And then over to the left. And back to the center. So we're going to reach the arms out and up. Take a deep breath and bring the arms down and look down. And let's try that again. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And this time clasping our hands behind us, rolling the shoulders down. We're going to turn just the head to the right. Take a breath and then over to the left, keeping the shoulder blades down. And then back to the center, lean to the right, roll the chest open. And then over to the left. And let's come back to the center and then right hand down, left arm over and breathe. Let's go to the other side, left hand down, right arm over. And now we're going to come back to the center, lengthen, twist to the right, roll the shoulders down. And twist to the left. We're going to come back to the center, another hinge forward. Let's reach forward, 3 breaths. And when you're ready, come back up. And let's straighten our legs out on the mat for Dandasana. And notice how the legs are pressing down. We're going to put our hands on the thighs and inhale, look up, and then curl the head toward the chest, and try that again. A little cat-cow, seated cat-cow. And then we're going to put our hands down by our hips and try it again. Lengthening upwards with the spine. Exhale, chin toward the chest. And this next time, let's come into a table. So we're going to lift the hips up and look up. And then head back to neutral. Let's do a few tricep push-ups, just 5, because we might get more in later. We're just waking up our triceps. 1 more. And then we're going to come down and into boat pose. So we're going to do boat pose today with our feet down and lift the right leg up, point the toe, put the foot down, and then the left. And do a couple more like this to get the legs ready. And then both legs up. And in and out with the legs. And a couple more. And then let's grab the toes and reach the legs out. And 3 more breaths. Now we're going to put the feet down in that big V pose here and forward fold. And 3 more breaths. And keep walking your fingers away from you. And we're going to come back up and straighten out the legs. So let's do another twist. We're going to cross our right leg over the left one, left elbow over the right, twisting to the right. And then we're coming back to the center, uncrossing, and let's switch our legs. Left leg over the right, twist to the left. And one more breath. And let's come back to the center. We're going to uncross and do another table pose. So we're going to lift up, just look up and stretch, press the feet down. And then we're going to release and come into our squat pose. And just feel that opening wherever you're feeling it. 3 more breaths. Now we're going to lift our hips for our forward fold and release the head. And let's come out our fingertips here. So it's kind of a halfway up position, and then lift the right leg up behind us. So it's warrior 3 with our fingers down, and then switch. Left leg lifts up. And then put that foot down, and we're going to roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, reaching the arms up. Let's clasp our hands over our head, looking straight ahead, rolling the shoulders down. Take another breath, just lengthening, and then releasing the arms, hands to our heart. And take another deep breath. Let's twist the upper body to the right and then to the left, back to the center, inhaling up, exhale, forward fold, and stepping the right leg back for our lunge. And now left arm up, spinal twist. We're going to come back to down dog. Right leg lifts up and steps forward. And the left. Let's try that halfway up position. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands to our heart and roll the shoulders down. Twist the upper body to the left. And then to the right, back to the center, inhaling up, forward fold, and left leg steps back for our lunge, and right arm up in a twist. Let's step back, down dog, left leg lifts up and steps forward, and the right. And let's try our halfway up and take a couple of breaths here, rolling the shoulders down. And then bend the knees, come into Utkatasana. Twist to the right, cross the arms over. And then over to the left. And one more breath. Back to Utkatasana, and then a deeper forward fold here, so release the head. And let's come all the way up to standing, reaching the arms out and up, and hands to our heart, and feel the lengthening of the spine. Now let's lift the right knee up. We're going to do our can-cans. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Warrior 3, right leg back. And we'll come into warrior one and reach up, 3 breaths. And reaching the arms forward, right fingers down, left arm up. And both arms up, palms together. And let's clasp our hands behind us. Humble warrior. Opening the chest, and then 3 breaths. And we're coming up into our back bend, opening the heart. And we're going to look straight ahead, holding the hands behind us, warrior 3, lifting the right leg up. And then let's release the hands and step forward, hands to our heart. And another deep breath. And then left knee up. Let's do our can-can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Warrior 3, left leg back. And then warrior 1, arms up, 3 breaths. And we're going to reach forward, left fingers down, right arm up. And both arms up, palms together, and lengthen. And let's clasp our hands behind us, humble warrior, and feel that lengthening with our forward fold. 3 more breaths. And let's come on up in our back bend, opening the throat. And now we're looking straight ahead. Let's come back to warrior 3, lifting the left leg up. And then stepping forward, hands to our heart, and just roll the shoulders down. Let's inhale up, exhale, forward fold. We're going to come into downward dog and take 3 slow breaths. And let's come into a child's pose. We're going to sit back on our heels and walk our arms to the right. And over to the left. And then back to the center. Let's sit up on our heels. We're going to bring our hands to our heart as we squeeze the legs together, roll the shoulders down. Let's twist the upper body to the right. And then over to the left. And to the center. Now hands and knees. Cat, cow, release the head and the whole spine with each breath. And let's do 1 more. And then let's come up with our arms over our head, reaching up, a little back bend. And then we're going to come back to our hands and knee position and step the right leg forward, and we're going to reach the arms up over our head. Let's lift the left leg up. So we're in a high lunge, 3 breaths. And twist to the right, cross the arm over, hands together. And keep extending through the back of the left leg. Let's come back up to our high lunge. And reaching the arms forward. Let's see if we can lift back up to warrior 3. And then stepping the left leg forward, we're back in Tadasana. And one more breath. Let's inhale up, exhale forward, fold. We're going to come back to our down dog for 3 breaths. And then slowly back to our child's pose, stretching the toes. Walking the arms to the right. Over to the left. And to the center. And then hands and knees, and those cat-cows again. Feel the whole breath moving through your spine. Now let's lift the arms up. We're going to come into our back bend, lengthening here. And then bring the hands back down to the mat. And step the left leg forward. We're going to reach the arms up. And lift the right leg up. So we're back in that high lunge. 3 breaths. Really good. Twist to the left. Cross the arm over. And keep lengthening through the back of the right leg. Let's come all the way back up to our high lunge. Now we're going to reach forward and come back to our warrior 3, right leg up. And then step the right leg forward, and we're back in Tadasana. And one more breath. Let's inhale up, forward fold. This time we're going to come into our plank pose. Back to dog. Right leg lifts up behind us, forward to plank, and hold. Back to dog, right foot down and switch, left leg up. Forward to plank and hold. Back to dog and left foot down, and then our regular plank. 3 breaths. And let's come all the way down, Chaturanga. And reach the arms over the head. Roll the shoulders down in 3 breaths. And we're gonna bend the right leg. Let's try our leg lifts, lifting the leg up and down and keep going. And 5 more. Now right leg comes down, release the whole leg down on the mat, and bending the left, let's do the same thing. Lift the leg up, leading with the heel, and keep going. And 5 more. And then last one. And we're going to put the whole leg down. And let's bring our hands back for cobra, but hands off the mat. So we've been working this way. We're going to lift up, lower down, and 4 more. And 1 more. And just hold yourself up and breathe. 1 more breath. Really good. Let's come into our sphinx pose, releasing the belly. Just notice the difference in your spine. Pressing the forearms down. Now our half arm plank. Into dolphin. So we're going to walk our feet closer to the arms. Come up on our toes. And let's release and come back to our child's pose, sitting back on the heels. And we're going to sit up on our heels. And take a couple of breaths. Just notice here. Notice the circulation in your body. Let's put our hands down and lift the hips up, stretching the quads. And we're going to come back to our table so we can do our five more tricep push-ups. And 1 more. And then let's bring our bottoms down and straighten our legs out. And we're going to bring our hands to our heart and just feel the stability of the hips pressing down to the mat. And take another slow breath. And we're going to try our fish pose. So let's put our ball behind our mid-back. And if you don't like your ball there, you could use a bolster or a pillow. We're going to bring our head down, arms in goalpost position, and bring the elbows toward each other if you can. Open and close just a couple of times. Legs are really firm, feet are flexed. 1 more time with the arms. And then just bring them back down to goalpost and let's breathe. First of all, feeling how the legs are pressing down, so important for a back bend. And as the legs and hips press down, the chest can open. Shoulders relaxing down. And breathing deeply into the belly. And 2 more deep breaths. Let's start to reach our arms over our head and lengthen. And we're going to lift, if you can, the right leg up a little bit and just take it over to the left and bring your arms out. So we're in a little twist here. You could make it any way you want to do it. If you don't like this position, don't do it. But we're just lengthening out of the hip. And we're going to slowly come back and uncross, if you can, to the center, and try it on the other side, lifting the left leg up, bringing it over the right, and just letting yourself open up a little bit more, however far you want to come in this position. One side is definitely different than the other. But just maybe you're releasing some tension in a new way. And then last deep breath. And let's slowly, slowly come back to the center and uncross. And we're just going to go over to one side and stay for a couple of breaths on our side and release the spine. And whenever you're ready, use your hands. We're going to sit up and move the ball out of the way. And we're going to come on over to another child's pose and take your time. And feel that lengthening as you walk your fingers away from you, breathing into the spine. And then downward dog. And roll the shoulders down. Now right leg lifts up. Let's come into warrior 2. And take a few breaths. And reverse, left arm down, right one up. And then right fingers come down, left arm up. And back to reverse, left arm down, right arm up. And warrior 2. And let's try our side angle. We're going to put the forearm down. Reach the left arm over. See if we can lengthen as we roll the chest open. Kind of use that back bend here to lengthen. And then let's take the right fingers back down and hover the fingers. Arm keeps reaching. And slowly coming back up to warrior 2. And Trikonasana. And we're going to come all the way back up. Let's reach the arms up. Clasp the hands over our head. Lean to the right. Take that deep breath. And then over to the left. And let's come back to the center, forward fold, and go side to side with the legs. And now we're going to come all the way up, reaching up, lengthening. Warrior 2, left foot out. Let's see if we can come a little deeper, a little wider here, rolling the shoulders down. Reverse. And then left fingers come down, right arm up. Come back to reverse. And then we're going to try our side angle. So left forearm down, right arm over. See if you can lengthen here, roll the chest open in that back bend. And then take the left fingers down to hover them down. Right arm reaches over. And then warrior two. Trikonasana. And we're going to come all the way up, reach both arms up overhead. And then let's clasp our hands behind us and inhale, looking up, forward fold. Just notice the shoulder blades here. 3 breaths. And now we're going to come all the way up and reaching up for another back bend to lengthen. And let's come into goddess, turning our feet out and bringing the elbows open and closed. Now we're going to lean to the right, over to the left, and back to the center. Take another deep breath. Inhale up, exhale down dog. Feel the difference in your downward dog. And we're going to come forward to an up dog. And just hold here. Maybe you can switch your feet so you're on the top of your feet. And we're going to come back to our child's pose. And one more breath. Downward dog. And let's come on our tiptoes here. We're going to walk to the top of our mat. And this time holding our elbows for our forward fold. Release the arms and let's come all the way up. And hands to our heart. And lengthen the spine. So we're going to try our big toe pose. Let's lift the right knee up and find that right big toe. And take that leg out, left arm out. And it's a little harder because we've already done so much stuff. And take another breath. And let's release the right foot down and switch. And hold our left big toe. And stretch the leg out, right arm out for balance. And one more breath. And then we're going to release. And let's come into our squat. And release the whole back. And 2 more breaths. And we're going to roll down on our back. And let's start with our knees coming toward our chest and feeling the stability of the mat and the floor and the earth, rocking a little side to side and taking a few breaths here. And then we'll find our happy baby. And feet together, Baddha Konasana. And one more breath. Let's put our feet down on the mat. We're going to roll the hips up and walk the shoulder blades closer together for a deeper back bend here, a deeper lift through the hips, pressing the feet down. And one more breath. Let's roll the hips down, and we're going to cross the right knee over the left knee, rolling the legs to the left for our spinal twist and breathing. Feel free to close your eyes. And a couple more slow breaths. And then we're going to gently come back to the center, and let's uncross and cross our left knee over the right, rolling the legs over there to the right, just letting go with each breath, with each exhale. Feeling that release of tension in your body. And a couple more slow breaths. And let's come back to the center now and uncross. And we're going to make our way into our final pose. Whatever you decide that is for today, maybe you want to find your bolster and lay over it. Maybe you want to use your ball or just regular Shavasana and release the spine. Whatever you're choosing, we're feeling the weight of gravity pressing us into the earth. With each exhale, releasing any tension. Slowing the breath down as you release the shoulders and the arms, the hips, the legs, and the feet. Noticing the facial muscles, the tongue and the jaw relax. Feeling the space around your body, the air around your body. And noticing this beautiful energy that comes into our body with each inhale and exhale. We're wishing ourselves good health and harmony. Peace for our homes and families and communities, and for our brothers and sisters everywhere. Let's take a deep inhale and wiggle the fingers and the toes. We're going to reach the arms over our head and stretch, and then roll to the side. And slowly press ourselves up for our seated position and bring our hands to our heart to seal in our practice today together. Let's take a deep inhale and sigh. One more time. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks everybody for coming today.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Great class. Love the balance.
Good, very good. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Marian.
Thank you.
Wonderful day, everybody.
See
Bye.
you Sunday. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Bill. Bye, Bill.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Thanks.